What is up guys, it's your boy Gunsoww and welcome back to a new video. Now I gotta say this video is not sponsored by any means, this is my opinion. So let's jump into it. Now a few videos ago I said that I was contacted by a business called Baby Audio who makes VSTs. They basically gave me 3 VSTs for free that I could use in my videos, but I'm more excited about one specifically and I briefly showed it in a video, but today I'm actually gonna show you guys why I like it and why I find it so useful in my production. You might know them by their probably most known plugin, which is Super VHS, and I'm talking about this plugin. It's basically emulating kind of a VHS sound, you know, the way you have it on videos like this, but this is, you know, the audio version. But as I said, I'm more excited about their delay effect, which is Comeback Kid. But the thing is, I'm not necessarily excited because it's a delay effect, because I'm fine with using just the stock delays. But I'm mostly excited about what this can do besides, you know, adding delay to your tracks. And I'll show you what I mean. So as a brief overview of the VST, you know, you have the time for the delay, which is synchronized to the BPM. Of course, you can put it on free, so you can type in the exact amount of milliseconds that you want to use. But in this case, you know, I'll keep it on straight just so it's always synchronized to the BPM. Also the feedback level, you know, for how long the delay is gonna go. Basically, you know, you have the stereo, how stereo the delay is gonna be, and you know, the flavor, the output, the dry/wet levels, whatever. But what's really nice about it is you can make this, or you can use this in a non-traditional way, as in completely ignoring the delay function. So in this case, I have this melody from my loopback, and I'll show you what you can do with Comeback Kid to make this sound even more interesting and even more creative, and add your own flavor to the beat, you know, make it your own thing basically. So in this case, as I said, I'll be putting the time to 0, as in 1/64. Keep in mind, as I said in the last video, the only slight drawback of this is that if you do this, and if you know, put the dry all the way to 0, there's a slight latency in the sample because it cannot actually do this in real time. But here's the thing, if you're using Ableton, once you're done with the effect, you can always freeze the track and then flatten it, so you're basically rendering the thing. But then again, you can do this in FL by just using Edison, so there's workarounds. It shouldn't keep you away from using it, basically. So to spice this up, what I would do is, you know, turn the time all the way down, feedback as well, so now we have it sounds pretty identical. Maybe the low cut and the high cut actually slightly affected. But you can always tweak those knobs to make sure that you'll do the, you know, EQ later, so you only want to do the main effects, which is what I'll do. If we play with the other settings, let's say I want to make the sound interesting. In the flavor tab, you have this cheap button. Basically, not only that it's gonna make it sound more interesting, you can emulate a cheaper sound, kind of the way you would do it in RC20. So if I just press this button, it's basically kind of lo-fi ready or funk ready, you know? And if I just let this play out, let me loop this and adjust the settings. So the tape now basically slightly distorts it. The swirl is kind of like a phaser, but it's manual, so and the sauce adds a really interesting reverb to it. It really makes it sound more dynamic. You can also make it louder by tweaking the wet/out knob. Also, if you increase the feedback, you know, it's gonna add more delay basically. And you can really use this. You can automate it at the end of a bar, or once every 2 bars, to make that stuttery effect sound really interesting. Let's say I'm going to create an automation for the feedback knob. I can edit something, I don't know, like this, and then just turn it off. You don't have to make it this extreme, but you know, you can always, let's say, make it 50% instead of 100. Okay, maybe 50 is not enough, so 0.75 then. See, this works. You can have fun with it, you can freestyle with it, experiment with it basically. Also, the stereo section is really interesting as well. You can make everything sound wider, but then again, it's gonna create some phasing issues, so you need something to counter it. You can also kind of do not necessarily a tremolo effect, but you can definitely make it sound interesting if you automate the values of the wider knob. You can make it, I don't know, loop an automation from like 80 to 90% or something. It's basically similar to the wobble effect from RC20, you know, it makes it sound like this. And you can also make this fully mono if you want to make it sound interesting. But then it's gonna sound really weak, I guess. And I don't think I have to explain the panning knob. But yeah, I'm really satisfied with how this sounds like. So as I said, to counter this, all you have to do is just right click on the track, freeze track, then flatten it. And as you can see, if I go back, this is how the normal sample will look like on the timeline or the playlist. And then if you flatten it, it adds a really slight delay. So all you gotta do is just chop it and then put it back. And it's back to being synchronized. And you can do this with a lot of effects. You can do this to vocals, you can do this to, I wouldn't say necessarily drums. You could probably experiment with, I don't know, dividing an 808 by its sub and then like the higher frequencies and doing some weird stuff with it. But it's a really cool effect, to be honest. And I don't see a lot of people using it. And I'm not just saying this because I got it for free. I'm saying this because it's a really nice effect overall. It's a really cool delay. It lets you be more creative, have a slightly different workflow by experimenting with the settings. And that's honestly really cool to me. And maybe if you pair it with like Super VHS, you know, once again experimenting with it. Something like this, maybe then add an EQ. And let's add some drums to, you know, make this sound like an actual beat. So even with the smallest amount of drums, you can make this sound really good. Imagine how it would sound like if you'd actually spend more time on it. So as I said, it's a really, really cool plugin. But I mean, yeah, that's about it for this video. As I said, this video was not sponsored, so this was my opinion. I really enjoy using Comeback and I'll use it way more in the future. Same goes for Super VHS. If you guys want to get them, there's gonna be a link in the description. But that's gonna do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want me to do some of these plugin reviews, I guess, let me know in the comments below if you have a suggestion and I'll do my best to do it. Quick announcement though, I don't know if you all remember, but a few days ago I actually uploaded a quick video saying that I was gonna be live and that I was gonna do a beat battle on Twitch. Well, from now on, every single week we'll be having a beat battle on my Twitch account, which is twitch.tv/undeadgunso. It's probably gonna be every Friday or something like that. We'll be hosting a 1 hour to 2 hour long beat battle because it's fun, and the more we do it, the bigger the prize, basically. So if you guys join and, you know, if you help out the stream, then I'll be able to up the prizes for the winner. So people are gonna be winning not only my drum kits, but some actual money as well, and then maybe even some DAW licenses in the future, who knows. But yeah, it was your boy Gunsoww. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.